Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. The best TV for 2023 top smart TVs in 2023. So make sure to watch the full video. The greatest TVs in our list are all excellent and represent the cutting edge of smart TV technology. Each of the options we've provided below is loaded with sophisticated features, detailed 4K or 8K panels, potent HDR, and HDMI 2.1 connections with support for 120Hz input and variable refresh rate, VRR, for next-generation gaming consoles and PCs. We've been reviewing the most recent smart TVs from the top manufacturers in the market, including LG, Samsung, Sony, and TCL. Over the past few months, we've tested cutting-edge new OLED, mini LED, and even revolutionary QD OLED technologies. However, there are also a ton of sets from last year that are readily accessible, so we've included older versions in our shopping advice as well. These are usually available at steep discounts, often by as much as 40% or 50%, making them excellent purchases right now. These older sets are perfect purchases if, like so many of us, money is tight right now for you. It can imply that you can afford to buy one of the best 75-inch TVs rather than one of the best 65-inch TVs, or that you can afford to buy one of the finest OLED TVs for a more moderate price. The TVs listed here are among the top 4K and best 8K TVs and cover a wide range of display technologies. TechRadar has put each one through a series of tests and reviewed them all using our network of expert reviewers to find which screen is the most cost-effective. 5. LG C2 OLED TV. The LG C2 OLED reclaims the top spot on our ranking of the best TVs after falling a few spots the previous year. That's because LG upgraded this year's model in comparison to the LG C1 OLED in a number of ways. The new Alpha A9 Gen 5 processor, which is intended to provide better object enhancement and dynamic tone mapping than its predecessor, is one of the improvements for 2022. Additionally, you get virtual surround sound as a result of the TV's upscaling of stereo information into 7.1.2 channel audio. The audio performance is good for a flat-screen TV, and there are a variety of sound modes available, so you should be able to find an audio profile that meets your needs even though we weren't impressed by the boasts of virtual surround sound. The PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S are the ideal partners for the C2 OLED because in addition to these upgrades, it brings over the 4 distinct HDMI 2.1 connectors from the C1 OLED. But the LG C2 isn't perfect. Comparatively to the new QD OLED models, off-axis color saturation does slightly decrease when you travel to the left or right of the screen, and LG doesn't support either the IMAX Enhanced or HDR10+ format. The Samsung QN900B, which offers 8K resolution, and the newly improved LG G2 OLED, which has a slightly higher peak brightness, are two higher resolution flat-screen TVs currently available, but for the money, this is the greatest TV you can currently purchase. 4. Hisense U8H. The main selling point of the U8H series is its mini LED backlight, which rival TCL introduced first in LCD TVs and which Samsung, LG, and Sony quickly adopted in their own models. High brightness is one of the main advantages of mini LEDs, and the U8H series easily delivers on this promise. The U8H is impressive for more reasons than just its high brightness, though. For improved color, it features a quantum dot filter, and the 65-inch model's 504 local dimming zones produce rich, detailed blacks. With difficult material, some backlight blooming, a common artifact with LED backlit TVs that have local dimming, can be noticed, but that's the exception rather than the rule. The U8H series is prepared for whichever HDR format you stream or feed it with compatibility for Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and HLG. It also has a filmmaker mode that offers largely realistic out-of-the-box color. The U8H's comprehensive support for next-generation gaming consoles is another outstanding feature. In addition to a 120Hz display, it also has variable refresh rate, VRR, auto low latency mode, ALLM, and FreeSync Premium Pro. There are many things to say about the U8H series, but the most important one is that Hisense offers outstanding value in this case. 3. Vizio OLED TV H1. The OLED TV from Vizio is a less expensive option to the more expensive screens that LG and Sony have been making recently. The Vizio OLED is an excellent option for people on a budget because it has many of the same essential features and substantially comparable performance to other OLEDs. Of course, it is important to note right away that the Vizio OLED offers both a number of significant benefits and a few drawbacks as an OLED panel. With OLED, The additional advantages include outstanding contrast and wider viewing angles, which are features that the majority of people can appreciate. In the former category, we have great black levels and a very thin chassis. The drawback is that OLEDs generally don't have the same level of brightness as LED LCDs, and Vizio's OLED in particular is less bright than others. Vizio's SmartCast platform, which is lacking a few essential apps and might be a little laggy after starting, exacerbates the issues with this flat-screen TV. We believe that the Vizio OLED's upscaling isn't as effective as LG or Sony's upscaling algorithms because we frequently saw a thick grain on HD sources. After taking everything into account, what's left is a good budget OLED that performs well with 4K HDR video but struggles a little with HD upscaling. The H1 is starting to experience clearance prices as an older model, 2020, so you'll probably find it for a great price for the rest of this year. Do the Samsung QN900B Neo QLED 8K TV is without a doubt on another level of performance, even though to some it may seem like overkill. In a package that is unsurpassed in terms of style, Samsung's QN900B Neo OLED 8K TV with mini LEDs provides breathtaking picture quality, amazing color and brightness, great sound, and outstanding blacks. For those who don't know, Samsung's Quantum Mini LEDs are 1/40th the thickness of a standard LED, allowing for considerably tighter packing of thousands of smaller LEDs, resulting in far more accurate dimming zones and nearly identical black levels to OLEDs. The act of seeing bright regions of the screen unnaturally flow over into darker spots should be significantly decreased or not seen at all because the LEDs are much smaller, which allows them to achieve much greater precision and less blooming. Additionally, the QN900A routinely produces photos that seem better than their source due to its utilization of Samsung's multi-intelligence AI upscaling. So why is it ranked third all the way down? Samsung's new Smart Hub UI will be available on all of its top models in its 2022 TV lineup. A Google TV-inspired home screen that's the focal point of the completely redesigned layout is filled with entertainment suggestions from your various streaming subscriptions and apps. Regrettably, the switch to a full-screen, jam-packed home menu causes considerable annoyance. You can no longer quickly change settings and viewing modes on the fly. Instead, you must stop what you're playing or watching when the home screen appears, go to a sidebar menu, and then scroll down to a different settings menu to carry out actions that were previously accessible with a few button presses. Having a decent smart TV platform is definitely necessary if you want to take the top spot on our list of the best TVs, even though it may seem like a small concern. 1. The LG G2 OLED TV. If you don't care about cost and just want the greatest TV you can get at any price point, the LG G2 OLED is what you need. Almost every frame from whatever source you choose to mention seems even more exquisite on the old 65 G2 than it did on any LG OLED before thanks to its increased brightness. The G2 OLED has the same gallery design as its GX and G1 forerunners, but it looks entirely different. Instead of a dark frame and chamfered edges, there is a clever two-layer effect where a slim black rear slab sits proud of and slightly narrower than a chunkier frontier housing the screen, which is covered in a very attractive and opulent-looking silver metal coat. The connections on the G2 OLED are of unmatched quality. Particularly, its 4 HDMI ports can all handle the full 48 gigabits per second of data that the HDMI 2.1 specification allows. Hardcore video gamers might therefore connect an Xbox Series X, a PS5, and a state-of-the-art PC graphics setup concurrently to experience full-fat 4K at 120Hz, variable refresh rates, and automatic low-latency mode switching from each of them. That and the fact that you'll still have one HDMI available to connect a 4K Blu-ray player or streaming device. The impact of the additional brightness the heat-sink unlocks is immediately apparent to anyone who is experienced with LG's OLED TVs from the past several years. The additional brightness gives colors more volume and punch, whether you're talking about a highly brilliant, rich tone or a subtle, mild one. The end result is an OLED TV that is so exceptional that it just barely misses taking the top spot on our list due to its price, which is a bit beyond the grasp of the typical TV viewer. However, cinephiles should unquestionably invest. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.